Google's questions and answers thing is one of the most nascent tools to be in frequent public use on the contemporary internet. If you search a question, which most users will, it will do its best to answer it concisely, and even on other searches, it's got these people also ask bits, allowing and encouraging you to click a question for an answer from some quite wild sources. It's a noble prospect, and with curation, it will evolve to essentiality as virtual assistants spread and web pages obsolesce and search engines transition to being information sources as much as signposts, because, well, we already use them that way. But it's got far to go. Here's what comes up simply for searching Peppa Pig, like all children will. Have you met any children? They are gonna Google Peppa Pig. If they can spell a word, they will Google Peppa Pig. And they're gonna find her full name according to Peppa Pig, the fractured butthole. How she dies, euthanized by her parents, injected with poison as she sleeps. How Mummy Pig dies, and Peppa's boyfriend and much older husband, and her enemy, Lucina. If you look something up on the internet, you're going to get troll answers, flawed automated answers, and simply wrong answers, as well as a variety of potentially right answers, maybe several separately right answers, things that are right to different people. I don't know, not everything's that simple. Google choosing to promote one of these options as its own implicitly curated pick is a recipe for disaster. This stuff makes for some funny screenshot tweets when someone finds it saying Sonic is dead or something, because the Google machine that's constructing these answers can't distinguish between fanon or satire and canon or reality. When it's about a fictional property, it's funny. It's bad, but funny. But then there's the real-world misreporting, which is also funny. Steven Pinker is famously irreligious. It's kind of his whole thing. Have you met Steven Pinker? Don't meet Steven Pinker. Google somewhat thinks he's Jewish, at least in what it's chosen to embolden, because Google doesn't know the difference between cultural Jewishness and religious Judaism. Computers really aren't going to grasp the intricacies of that. Most humans don't. As an answer to this question, this is somewhere between false and non sequitur, depending on how you take the bold word. You can see how the machine sources some arguably correct answers. If you look up whether ostriches really hide their heads in the sand, it quickly answers that this does not happen. Then suggests the question, what's the animal that buries its head in the sand? With the answer, ostrich. I mean, it's kind of the correct answer if you're talking out loud to Google trying to remember which animal has that false reputation. It sources this from an article that points out that this doesn't happen, but the computer can't understand that enough, and the direct answer it gives is wrong. A casual user reading that answer will read that it's the ostrich. Have you met casual users? Don't overestimate a casual user. It can also reach to some very flippant material. Astrology is an improvised discipline, just an excuse for people to be prejudiced about others due to their birthdays or something. Google promotes the question and answer that ask why Pisces people are the worst. Have you met Pisces people? This question and answer do not suit the authority that Google assumes, or that we assume of it. If it wants to pose as an information service rather than a search engine, and I think it is somewhat doing that, it should lead with astrology being a pseudoscience. Even if it's just concluding that the only people who would search this are believers in astrology and we don't want to offend them, it's promoting hatred in this particular instance. Who knew J.K. Rowling had another 7-book series before Harry Potter? Oh no, they extracted the 7 from the length of the Harry Potter series. It's gonna learn these kind of kinks out, but it will never be enough. Here is Mr. Magoo. What race is Mr. Magoo? He's human. I mean, yep, true. People wonder about his race because he skirts close to Asian stereotypes without actually being one. It's actually his assistant who's an Asian stereotype. Wow. I admire Google's accidental evasion of that answer, and at least they didn't say Caucasian. Ugh. Races are a social construct. Maybe human is a better answer than white, because white is a weird supremacist idea of a race that means there's nothing impure about someone based on who we think isn't white. Maybe the answer should be white, because it's important to note how whiteness is default, and that was what was intended here. Google isn't equipped for the complexity of that question. I'm not. I had to babble about it and didn't get far, and the format of this answer panel suggests it should be done in a single bold word. We will not get there. Even when sourced from canon or truth, the answers can be bizarre little details that the asker clearly wasn't asking for, because Google doesn't get the intricate context of each question. It's just a computer finding answers that technically work grammatically, and that's good enough. Google's answers should be curated by human fact checkers and not just on the public feedback panel. I don't want to be a beta tester. Have you met beta testers? Or they should be jettisoned. Yeah, it shows its sources, but it's still acting as an information service in the age of fake news. I have shown several untruths that it promotes, and this shows the danger of something that the public casually trusts. These questions and answers are intended to be consumed conveniently and concisely. It's also dangerous to run a model that assumes that everything can be answered conveniently, concisely, with certainty and singularity. The model of the search engine we are now so used to simplifies the complexity of interpretation. Fact-checking websites offer a better alternative to this. They offer the answer and the detail, and maybe Google should standardize its sources like that and, have humans operating this. Really, the optimal version is what Wikipedia offers: sourced information and context to show where each belief is coming from. A search engine cannot be that, not without the intellect of a person to vet it. An angelic librarian of information offering only full answers. And really, you gotta accept it, Sonic is dead, according to this non-canon interpretation. Within this article, that's the correct answer. Google just chose this one. It's whimsical for a fictional character, but it's going to end up doing this with real-life stuff too, and it's going to be dangerous and destructive because nasty content is out there, and if it's phrased as an answer, Google might learn it. I don't doubt that they have measures against this in actual, hate crime circumstances, but I also don't doubt that those measures are imperfect, and we're going to see some fallout from that. Anyway, rest in peace, Sonic.
You went too fast.